Hello everyone, hi, my name is Madhumata. So today I have come here to talk to you all about the current working culture in the world. I have prepared some notes of the ongoing situation that is happening and what the world is moving, how the world is moving about. So I'm going to be discussing about all of that thing. So when I was doing my research, I came across an amazing conversation between two very renowned individuals. One was the CEO of a very big MNC. For assumption basis, let's take he was the MNC of TCS, Wipro and stuff like that. And another one was a young entrepreneur of a very good startup. So they two were having the conversation. So initially, the CEO of an MNC, let's say CEO of Wipro or TCS, asked the question to the entrepreneur, hey, can you please tell me how do I work on retaining people? I see a lot of time freshers come, they train with us for 6 months, over a year, we give them free training for 6 months, over a year, and then what? The freshers leave, they don't care about our company and they just leave, and we have trained them, so it's a huge loss for us. So what do you suggest that we as MNCs do, we as big companies do to retain our employees? So I was thinking of some retainership kind of thing. So retainership, and at that particular moment when the CEO was using retainership or more stricter rules, the entrepreneur jumps in and says, won't work. I'm saving you time, CEO, it won't work. I'm saving you time. And the CEO goes like, okay, I hear you. But then what will work? Can you please explain me? And then just hear out what this man had to say to the CEO. He goes ahead and he says, the world of business has seen 3 sets of revolution. The first is the Industrial Revolution. The second is the Information Revolution. And the third is the digital revolution or social revolution. It's the world where we live in, where you and me live in, where the CEO and the entrepreneur live in, today's kids live in. So yeah, right now we are in the social revolution. Now let's go back in time and study and understand what does industrial revolution mean. So in industrial revolution, people back used to go for job for survival. They used to go to job for the basic roti, kapda, makan. So that, they used to go to a workplace where they did not have any quality of work. The boss was abusive. The boss was very strict. But still, the people used to work there, stay there out of fear and out of no option. So that was the era of boss is always right, because the opportunity were less. There were no jobs during the industrial revolution time. That was pretty much the grandparents of today's workforce. So yeah, our grandparents were a part of industrial revolution, and that's how the industrial revolution operates. Now let's come to the information revolution. Information revolution is the era where our parents went to work. So obviously then came the information revolution, where all IT companies, big IT companies and brand started emerging, started building, growing to the, it just hugely rocketed. So that happened. And in that era, in the information revolution era, people came to work not for survival. Guys, very important point to note. Individuals didn't go to work for survival because their parents had taken care of the survival. This workforce went to work for standard of living. So in the information revolution time, all the people who went to work wanted to have a better house, have a better car, have a proper education sorted for their child. So that is where the house EMIs, the car EMIs, rent, gas bills, all of that came in. So they did not go work for survival, but they went to work for standard of living. So in this, the entrepreneurs is saying to the CEO, like, you went to work for standard of living. My parents went to work to secure the standard of living. So that was the information revolution era. Now that generation, loyalty reduced. Now guys, just understand, loyalty was never there in the first place. It was always fear. So loyalty never existed in the first place. Loyalty didn't exist. There was no option. Now this information revolution got option. They got a better quality of workplace, better quality of pay. Then they would jump a job. Right now, this was the information revolution. So the people who worked in the information revolution, yes, even that era, people used to switch jobs, okay, because they were getting better pay. So why wouldn't they switch jobs? They were getting better quality of workplace, so they switched jobs. So this was that time also, people never stick to one job. So that was that era. Now, then came the third revolution called social revolution or digital revolution. This is the era where today's workforce work, where we work, we as kids work, we millennials work, and the Alpha, Gen Z and all are actually going to work. So this is this era. Now you need to understand how this era came, okay? Everything was going fine, IT companies were there, brands were there. So then what happened so that the digital revolution occurred, okay? After 2008's recession, information revolution just died, okay? It was so bad. You can learn coding on YouTube, okay? Information was not a cost thing. Information was freely available. Any individual could gain knowledge. Information was not a commodity. We could just get it if we wanted to. We could learn any skill under the tree. So that happened. It's not a hidden knowledge anymore, the entrepreneur said to the CEO. Okay, if you are training an employee, it's not something you are giving him which is not available. It's actually available everywhere. So now we live in a digital revolution, social revolution, where everything is social. We know that, we agree to that, which means today's workforce, they don't care about survival. Their grandparents took care of it. Today's workforce, they do not care about standard of living. Their parents took care of it. Then what do today's workforce care about? And mind it guys, it's not only about the workforce. Even laborers also don't care about standard of living. They don't care about survival, because even in today's day, labor has a dish TV or Tata Sky in their house. So if the company says I will cut your pay, if the company says I'm going to bind you with the contract, then today's workforce is going to say, hey guys, you know what, I'm going to leave. I'm just going to go. I'm not going to stay with you. Okay, so the contract binding, the pay cut is not going to be tolerated by today's workforce. So, they are just going to say, thank you so much, I'm finding another job. So, the $1 million question is, what does today's workforce need so that they retain in the company? The entrepreneur said, today's workforce need quality of life, not standard of life, because standard of life was already taken care by the parents. Today's workforce is thinking quality of life, which means quality of workplace, quality of job, quality of environment, quality of role, quality of opportunities, learning and rewards. So when we go to a company, we also see what role are we going into, what kind of environment is going to be there, what projects I'm going to be worked upon, is it going to help my career grow, is it going to give me on-site opportunities, how it is going to develop my personality, and obviously the money part and the other aspects goes, it's something that we work for. But today that is not it. We are also looking at the quality every day when we come, that experience of working, the experience of ownership. When I do a project in my company, it should impact the company. Okay, even after my salary, my work should speak volumes, my work should be recognized, my work should be respected. And I'm just talking basic respect over here, which was lacking from a long period of time, because obviously companies kind of just give work, and it's just understood that we have to work. But today's workforce does not demand that. Today's workforce demand really good quality. So that is what they said. And and then the entrepreneur said, unless you don't have the mechanism for the quality of workflows, the quality of life, the quality of environment, you will always grapple with the retention problem. So that was it. So this was a beautiful conversation between the CEO of a multinational company and a budding entrepreneur. So these were some learnings that how our industry has revolutionized, and we have come so far. But let's have a practical take of everything. Okay, most of the working class, the job class, let's be very practical. Artificial intelligence is coming in. There are so many automations that happen, and again in 2025 we see a huge economic hit. Okay, so how we as individuals, we as highly classified engineers, postgraduate students and postgraduate working class people, what can we do on an individual level? So like I have written down some points. We need to understand our job scenarios, and we need to understand what field we are in. Okay, complete understanding of what is happening, what are the important things that are happening in our job. Okay, so major part is we should always upskill ourselves. Okay, nothing has remained in the bookish knowledge at all in today's world. Every single day technology is evolving, and it is evolving in an enormous way. Okay, we cannot stick to what we studied in school, colleges, post-graduation colleges, PhD colleges. We have to be well aware. And I'm not just saying do certification courses, not at all. I am saying be more practical, do more practical related projects, and be very aware about your surroundings, what is happening in the industry. Industry knowledge is very important. Then another point which I was very fascinated, understand whichever company you are working in, understand the business side of the company, how your company is making profit. Okay, what is the main task that your company does and which gives the company profit? So when you are discussing your projects with your managers, be involved in the projects which would eventually bring profit to the company. So that is how you can safeguard yourself. Okay, then obviously this is a very small thing, but proper communication. I mean, this might seem so small, but this is something which is very important, guys. Proper communication is basic, but yet ignored a lot of time. Then I have mentioned proper presentation. Okay, so I am someone who would really want someone to see things rather than I speaking to them. Okay, so whenever, like, I kind of have conversations with anything related to my work, I always try and grab some visual representation so that they understand what I'm trying to say in a more clear manner. So, prepping up for presentation, then document and email everything. Very, very underrated thing. But in companies, I would genuinely suggest that whatever work you are doing, whether it is informed by your manager, whether it is not informed, always have a documentation. I'm a cybersecurity auditor, and one of the key things is audit trails, logs. Okay, obviously logs are something which we deal with every day. So similarly, emails, documentation are your work logs. When you have to prove your management going forward, so you can show, you can prove that you have done so and so thing, and you have an email to verify your saying. So always document things, always email things. So this is how you can safeguard yourself. So times are tough, job market and things are always going to be tough. But yeah, we can, from an individual perspective, these are the things which we can do on a regular basis, so that how much ever possible we can try and be prepared for every kind of scenario. So this is what I wanted to share with you all. I hope you liked this video. I really hope you found this informative. I really hope you understood what is the current situation in the world, how employees can be retained, and how we can go forward. And these were some work tips in your regular work day. So yeah, if you want to know more about how to have some good tips about work culture and how you can present yourself in your workplace, please let me know in the comments. I would be more than happy to make such contents on a regular basis. So do let me know. Please do like this video. Please do comment this video. I know this sounds very cheesy, okay, when you hear a creator or YouTube person saying that, but I'll tell you something heart to heart, guys. One like also, one comment also, one subscribe also, makes the deal, and it just motivates us so much. I am not doing the video making, the YouTube for money or fame or anything. It is something I do because I really like to do. I do it because I genuinely want to share knowledge, want to share tips that has worked for me. Okay, so I really want to connect with you all and share how I have survived all these years. So trust me, it's not for fame. It's because you help me to be a better person. It's always motivates me. Okay, if nothing happens in life, at least I have y'all to talk to. You know what I'm saying? At least I have something. If I achieve something, I can come and share it with you. If my work tips worked in my work environment, I can come to you and tell that to you, so that you can implement. Hence. So that's the reason I'm saying, please do comment. Like, subscribe is something which is everybody is going to say, and I really assume that you would definitely subscribe. But please do share your thoughts, comment on the video. It genuinely makes my day. Really, I'm not even kidding. So yeah, this was it. This was my video all about work tips, how we can retain ourselves and stuff like that. I will see you soon in my next video. Till the time, take care, stay safe. Bye bye, toodles. Keeping the tradition alive, guys. Picture abhi baki hai. At the end of my every video, I share glimpses of my work pics. So this is here I took before the video, some photographs just for the memory's sake. And yeah, this always helps to give an idea what I was wearing, how I am presenting, and always make me feel good. So guys, I will see you in my next video. Bye bye, toodles, take care.